Have you ever driven by a construction site and wondered how that project came to be, or how companies decide to build a project? Some of you may know that most projects are put up for bid, and one company will build that project based on that bid. But not many know how the bidding process works in construction. So today we are going to talk a little bit about how the basic construction design, bid, build process works, focusing on the creation of the project, bidding the project, and awarding the project. In a typical design, bid, build project, an owner will have an idea for a project and will approach an architect with that idea to design the project. The architect will then design the specifications and drawings for the project to be used to build it. For those of you that don't know, the specifications describe the materials and workmanship for development. However, they do not include cost, quantity, or drawn information required for the project. The drawings, also called plans or blueprints, show what is to be built on a project and are usually to scale. However, the range of completion of drawings are all over the board, and changes are almost always needed. After completion of the drawings and specs, the architect will send out the invitation to bid. After the architect and owner have finished compiling a mostly complete set of specs and drawings, they will invite contractors to bid on the project. Bidding the project means quantifying and pricing all work required to complete a project, and companies compete to have the lowest price amount for a project so that they can get the work. Generally, there is an estimation team or a single estimator who priced the project using computer software and cost data from previous years. Oftentimes, work will be subcontracted out because most contractors do not self-perform all their work. Those subcontracted teams also have estimators who will send their bids to the contractor. Oftentimes, drawings and specifications are not 100% complete, and the contractor will submit RFIs, or requests for information, to the architect, which will lead to the architect creating addenda for the drawings and specs, which are changes or adds to the scope of work. After all addenda and changes are calculated, the contractors will submit their bid proposals to the architect, and it is time to award the project contract. There is a specific bid day and time that contractors must submit their bid by, and if they don't, even if they're 5 minutes over, they will not receive the bid. Bid proposals have a final price to complete the project, and in the design, bid, build process, the lowest bidder, or the contractor with the lowest total cost to build the project, will be awarded the contract to build it. However, qualifications and previous work records are also taken into consideration when awarding a project, so lowest bidder does not always win. And in addition to that, sometimes there are scope gaps. Many times estimation teams will forget to include some things and are awarded the project because they are lowest bid, but not because they were better at pricing the work, but that they forgot to include a certain thing. After the project is awarded to a contractor, the building process begins. So next time you look at a project, think of how much work had to go into coming up with the idea of the project, and think of how it came to be. Now that you have a basic understanding of how the construction bidding process works, you may be able to understand what it takes for a company to get the work, and appreciate that companies would compete to build a project you may come up with someday.